Yeah.
I don't think AI is taking over the world. It's just another layer of automation. I've used it for a while now. It just, I mean, even before AI, we could automate a lot of stuff. And still we couldn't, most people still couldn't do basic automations. Like even just automating a lead generation. Like for CASA
Yeah.
and these coding tools works very well.
Sure.
When you ask CASA directly, it can make a lot of mistakes or just
You
very
might keep
constrained kind of an answer.
you might keep
But
doing
when you
rounds.
go ChatGPT, get an answer, and then you come tell CASA,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
actually now
You
this is
get
what I
yeah, yeah.
want you to do. So
Yeah, yeah.
because the large language give you a better answer, better. It's
Sure,
more of
sure.
generating a prompt to come prompt.
Exactly, yeah, yeah, yeah. Generating a
Like I
prompt.
think that one way or the other, every job has a sales aspect. So you have to make presentations.
Of course, even dev, you have to make
Yeah, yeah.
presentations.
So Gamma is perfect for presentations. But again, you generate
Outline from
the outline
from
from
Judge
ChatGPT,
GPT.
and then you give it to Gamma, and it just does now the fine tuning of the aesthetics,
Yeah,
so
aesthetics.
to say, and yeah, it gets your presentation done in like 10 minutes.
Google Meet, Zoom. So what it does, I find it very helpful in scenarios where you see you don't want to be in a meeting and you are doing a presentation. Let's say you are the one who's doing the presentation fully. Then you still want to pick the feedback or take notes. So Fireflies comes in and does the transcription, gives you the summary of the meeting, and even I mean everything. Just and even tries to get you the actual.
So they said AI is gonna be Terminator, like it's gonna come for all of us. But what you realize so far, I think how many years into AI? Like 3 years.
3 years later.
It still can't do some basic stuff. Actually, like there are things it can't just even do very well, like basic things. Like I know, like okay, like with programming and coding, I know we like it does very well when you really, but sometimes it just hallucinates even on like very simple
You have to give it a lot of
basic stuff you're
context. Yeah.
requesting it to do. With ChatGPT, like I mean, it hallucinates most of the time, and so I mean, we use most of these tools every other day. And I think when it comes to classifying these AI tools, and we will be covering like 5 tools we use every day, and which we think are very useful, and in our workflow. And I think what I've realized, and I think as a team we've realized, is that you need first to identify. AI should fitting into your unique workflow. I think one tool can work for one person, it doesn't
For
work
sure.
for the other person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, but I think in general, you would categorize AI into two. One, there's the general AI, general purpose AI tools like ChatGPT, Cloud, Gemini, and these, like the LLMs. And then there's like the specific use case tools like CASA for programming, Gamma for presentations. So anyway, we will quickly go through the tools we've used. Some are general purpose and some are specific, and ways in which we found them very productive in our workflows. If you have similar workflows, probably you could test them, or maybe you're already using them. So just 5 tools we use every day, and how we fit them into workflow. Just and make sure we get as much value as we can and accurately, because I think that's very important.
Yeah.
I don't think AI is taking over the world. It's just another layer of automation. I've used it for a while now. It just, I mean, even before AI, we could automate a lot of stuff, and still we couldn't. Most people still couldn't do basic automations, like even just automating a lead generation.
Yeah,
It was
yeah, for
possible,
sure.
but people couldn't do it.
Yeah,
So I don't think AI really comes and just solves magic.
for
You
sure.
still
I
have to put in
can't
the
really.
work and all that. But anyway,
Yeah.
done. Maybe you can get us started with the first tool, like a tool you use every day. 5 tools we use every day. Which is the first one? I mean, we kind of like I think use most of the same
Yeah,
tools.
yeah, yeah. Most like more
So
or less
first
the
tool,
same. Yeah, I think let me start with the most obvious one. Of course, ChatGPT. But of course, I find ChatGPT. Actually, I would say it's the core for even those other tools. I mean, general, but you still need it to. You might need it actually to work with the other tools, AI tools actually, because
Very, very, very true.
yeah, you do general queries there. Maybe debugging something when you're doing trying out a dev task gives you a very nice outputs. Um, when also, let's say you also, crafting even, a response to an email, crafting maybe a workflow, maybe a presentation document. It gives you the basics of how you can, and as you said, is that won't really like do the full presentation for you. Because it doesn't understand your code. Just to really have to just, it will guide you. Then now you pick it up and probably go to another tool and now get the version you want. But I would say, ChatGPT is like the default default tool we utilize for, every other task. Every other task.
Just to
I
build up
don't.
on what you're saying,
Yeah.
and I think for people who have used these general purpose tools like
Yeah.
ChatGPT or Gemini, Cloud, they are very good with they it's a direct LLM, so it's not throttled. What happens with most use case specific tools is they have to throttle the usage because of they have to pay for the API and the tokens and
Absolutely.
all that. So
Yeah.
they have to limit so that their business would make model will make sense and they can make a profit.
Yeah.
So sometimes they don't give you very it's constrained. The
It's
answers are
constrained. They are
constrained.
constrained. They're
So they
constrained.
limit the context or but when you can you and how what Dan is saying is you use a general purpose tool alongside a specific tool. So
Yeah. Yeah.
the general purpose helps you to give it can give you a better answer or what to now go tell
Exactly.
so that you guide the space like for CASA
Yeah.
and these coding tools works very well.
Sure.
When you ask CASA directly, it can make a lot of mistakes or just
You
very
might keep.
constrained kind of an answer.
You might keep
But
doing
when you go
rounds.
ChatGPT, get answer, and then you come tell CASA,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
actually now
You
this is
get.
what I
Yeah. Yeah.
want you to do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
because the large language give you a better answer, better. It's more of generating a prompt to come prompt.
Exactly. Yeah. 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 Generating a
Like I
prompt to
think
come
that's
prompt. Yeah.
that, and
That's
that
what it
comes to
does.
our second tool, which is CASA, which we use for writing code, and it's very good. CASA, it's what we would call the evolution of the code editors. We've had VS Code, which was like the most advanced pre AI, and now CASA is a fork of VS Code, and they've just built now this automation into it. It's a coding agent, but you can still it just guides you. I don't. I would, not, I would say actually like CASA doesn't represent the vibe coding thing. Like it's more of like a code editor, or rather like vibe coding. I think you don't write any code. Like
Don't.
the tool
You
writes
give a
everything
prompt
for
and you
yeah.
have your face.
But
But
for CASA,
CASA,
you can write code, and then it can help you just write
yeah,
code.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know. Do you have to add anything on CASA? I mean, I know
Yeah,
you use
I
it a
think
lot.
for CASA, as you said, it's an editor actually, not really. Because I said if you find um, we won't like say it's a vibe coding tool because you can't really entirely build an app just by prompting CASA. You still have to have the general knowledge, and then now giving it context, and then now so that's where you'll find yourself now going back to like now the general like ChatGPT, get the proper prompts or uh, generate your maybe if it's your project outline, and then now get the prompts and then bring them to CASA for CASA to be able to now guide you through. So, but I think all the same is a very powerful tool. I would say. Just giving you a upper hand into making sure that you can deliver projects. Way easily, and I think having tried it, I know. I would say it's quite. It's a very useful tool for devs. So But can try it.
Yeah, and just so
Yeah,
you know, like
yeah, yeah.
there's
You
a lot
can.
of similar tools like CASA.
Yeah, yeah,
There's Bolt, there's Windsurf. I mean, you can try them. For us, CASA works for us. But,
yeah, yeah.
I
So there
mean,
are so
you
many,
can
but
try other tools. Tool number three, I would say Gamma for presentations. I mean, you always, one way or the other, every job has a sales aspect. So you have to make presentations.
of course, even dev, you have to make
Yeah, yeah.
presentations.
So Gamma is perfect for presentations. But again, you generate
Outline from
the outline
from
from
Judge
ChatGPT,
GPT.
and then you give it to Gamma, and it just does now the fine tuning of the aesthetics,
Yeah,
so
aesthetics.
to say, and yeah, it gets your presentation done in like 10 minutes. You have like a very professional presentation.
Yeah, yeah, actually.
Yeah, like oh man, like it's great. It does magic. Like, Gamma, I think is
That's
when it
for
comes to
sure.
presentations. Oh man,
One
it's
of the
it's it's
best,
cool.
use case of, for AI, which is very, I've seen it. Gives you one of the best, presentations. You would,
Maybe they think the only feedback
yeah,
with Gamma is I think it's their pricing model. I think they should price per presentation or maybe the cards
per
or whatever.
usage,
Yeah, per usage, basically usage based pricing.
for people who don't
Because
have,
like I mean, sometimes you're not, you can go a few days without not doing anything
doing
to
a
them.
presentation.
But
Yeah, yeah.
I know probably there are people who, every day they are making presentations and like a lot of them.
That would work for
I
them.
think
Yeah,
when you're not making like sometimes you can. I mean, you have to pay monthly, and sometimes it just sits there.
yeah. Use
Casa, I
7 days
mean,
out of
Gamma
that
team.
30.
Just I think you need to have a usage based plan. I think
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that
for
would
sure.
even like make more sense for you guys, money wise.
Yeah, business wise.
Yeah, tool number four.
Another tool I find myself using, and I know, it could make sense for, any other business setting is, so it's, it comes, of course, there's an integration which you have to use on top of other tools. It's called Fireflies AI. You use it against, video meeting tools, such as, Google Meet, Zoom. So what it does, I find it very helpful in scenarios where you see you don't want to be in a meeting and, you are doing a presentation. Let's say you are the one who's doing the presentation fully. Then, you still want to pick the feedback or take notes. So Fireflies comes in and does the transcription, gives you the summary of the meeting, and even, everything, just, and even tries to get you the action points, and all that. So I think, for people who are find themselves doing meetings very regularly, that one would really. It's a very good tool. Just to make sure that you focus on the meeting, and then at the end of the meeting, Fireflies sends you the everything that you discuss in the meeting, including even the. Actually, it even analyzes your talking speed, where you can improve in terms of presentation. Yeah, so really, it's a very, I find it a very nice add-on for online meetings. So you can check it out. There are also others I know, like, there is, yeah, they have, but Fireflies is a good one for,
Yeah, I think
the most
yeah,
commonly used, Google Meet and,
there's
now,
another one.
Zoom. Yeah.
Oh, nice. And of course, there is their mother, which is Google Drive.
Underrated.
Yeah, Google
Google
Workspace, and
Workspace.
now they have rolled out the AI capabilities on it. It's not perfect, but even before AI, I think Google Drive was such because it saves your stuff automatically. I don't have to worry about me losing my data. And now I think with AI, it becomes very, I can do a lot of stuff. I can generate text inside my,
Yeah.
docs and whatever. I can query my stuff now using AI.
Sure.
It's very, but Google Drive, that's an everyday one. No,
It's an everyday
not
one.
like every day, like many times a day.
True.
Yeah, so Google Drive is an everyday tool and very very critical. Anyway, a lot of people use Google Drive. Everyone I know a lot of my friends and customers people use Google Drive. think that's one of the very underrated products from Google.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we only know of Google Search, we Maps, but I think Gmail. But I think Google Drive is such an underrated tool. I think it's because most people don't know it has tools they can use. Like very even stories, like just dumping files there, pictures, whatever files, like like
it's storage and management. You can even
experience with Google Drive. It's an everyday tool, like.
I interact with every bit of it, from the folders to sheets to docs, Gmail itself. I think the only bit I don't really, the only app I don't really use is like the PowerPoint presentation. The slides, no?
Yeah, the slides. No, you have Canva.
So slides, I think, not so much. But I mean, the docs, the folders themselves, and then sheets, and then Gmail, of course. I mean, every day you have to. I mean, you're always there checking out.
I think another very unexplored feature in Google Drive is there's a collaboration bit, which is also very important because now we can be as a team and access each other's files. But also there's a lot of plugins, extensions. There's a lot of third-party tools you can connect to, like you can connect Canva, you can connect. There's a tool there.
I forgot Google Meet actually. Google Meet is also.
Yeah, this is Google Meet, which is part of it. But there's a lot of, you can even connect like a paywall to your, like you're selling something, like you can connect, like there's a lot of, like the plugins are many and they support a lot of functionalities. Like you can actually build an application of Google Drive. You can like sell your PDF of Google Drive. You don't even need like, you probably just need a few plugins there and you can like set up an app. Like, so, I mean, it's very unexplored. And yeah, you can, let us know which tools you use, which AI tools you're using and how helpful, maybe general purpose ones and specific ones. But I think for us, those 5 are really key. There's a lot of others we use maybe here and there once in a week and all that, just for the where you did. I mean, you can't have every other tool you're using. Of course, the others like WhatsApp. WhatsApp now is an AI tool. Like, so of course, everybody uses WhatsApp every day. So, I mean, we could use WhatsApp would be a bonus too. But the AI is bogus though. So I try to use it and it's very important. So yeah, anyway, let's know the tools the AI tools you're using, and I'm gonna catch you in the next one. So yeah, subscribe, like, tell a friend. See you in the next one. Bye bye.
Yes.